Welcome to the battlefield of brains, where strategy meets chaos, and every move burns with intensity. Watch Grandmasters clash. Pieces fall. And legends rise. Wesley opens with e4, the king's pawn thrust. A bold declaration of war, right in the center. Tatiana replies with f5, mirroring the move. Solid and fearless. Claiming her share of the battlefield. Wesley develops the knight to f3. The loyal soldier jumps out, eyeing the f5 pawn with sharp intent. Tatiana counters with n6, enforcing her center and locking eyes with Wesley's knight. Tension already crackling. Wesley brings out the bishop to b5. The mighty Ruy Lopez appears, slicing pressure onto the pinned knight. Tatiana answers with a6, pushing the bishop back. A small shove that says, "Don't test me so soon." Wesley retreats to a foul, calm but calculating, keeping that pin ready like a loaded arrow. Tatiana develops her knight to f6, ignoring the bishop's stare, instead focusing on striking the center. Wesley castles Kingside, the monarch safely tucked away. Ready for the storm. Hennessy is Dennis tree, and will racing heads, omituate. Tatiana mirrors with b7, securing the king's defenses. A calm before the coming chaos. Wesley slides Rione, subtle but deadly. The rook quietly aligning with the enemy king's file. Tatiana pushes b5. The queenside erupts as pawns surge forward to chase space and ambition. Wesley retreats his bishop to b3, refusing to be bullied. The bishop still watches the heart of the board. Tatiana advances 6. Her center solidifies, preparing to strike back with classical precision. Then king 1. Wesley plays key 3, crafting the perfect base for a d4 explosion. Patience, cloaked in power. Tatiana castles. Her king finds shelter. The calm before strategy turns to warfare. Wesley adds h3, a small but vital move, giving his bishop breathing room. No sneaky knight hops allowed. Tatiana develops her bishop to b7, aiming the long diagonal like a sniper waiting for a target. Wesley responds with d4. Boom! The center ignites. Pawns collide and strategy takes the stage. Tatiana slides re8. Ice narrowed, ind. Her rook joins the fray, ready to support the f5 line. Wesley strengthens with nbd2. His knights dance in harmony, preparing for the central storm. Tatiana fianchettos b5, drawing her dark bishop back, guarding the king's chamber like a shadow sentinel. Wesley pushes d5, aggressive and loud, shutting the door on black center and claiming more ground. Tatiana shuffles n8, retreat to redeploy, pinoron. The knight searching for a better destiny. Wesley reshapes with nf1, a patient maneuver. The knight circles toward attack positions. Tatiana plays nbd7, preparing to regroup. Her pieces whisper, We're not done yet. Inawanin, keso, itiamanin, hadbisolres crusti. Wesley jumps Eng3. The knight readies to leap into the Kingside battle. Fire in his eyes. Tatiana advances in c5. Counterplay. The knight takes a proud stance in the center, pressuring everything. Wesley lifts bc2. His bishop reloads on a new diagonal, eyeing the enemy king from afar. Tatiana breaks chicks, a move of defiance, cracking the center to unleash tension. Wesley answers with b4, pawns clashing. The queenside now shakes with thunder. Tatiana retreats ncd7, adjusting her formation, ready for the counterstrike. Wesley pushes dx6. The explosion finally happens. Pawns captured. The board trembles. Tatiana recaptures with bx6, keeping the balance but losing a bit of initiative. Wesley swings bg5, a loud alarm. His bishop points straight at black's weak spots. Tatiana plays qc7, connecting rooks and shielding the dark squares from invasion. Wesley replies qd3, uniting his queen with the bishop. Plotting dark secrets against g6 and h7, onwunbisten and inward seconds n7. Tatiana slides qb7, switching flanks. Her queen eyes the queenside counterattack. Wesley jumps ong3. The knight creeps closer, smelling blood near the black king. Tatiana pushes h6. Defensive instincts kick in, creating air, but also weaknesses. Wesley trades bxfs. The bishop sacrifices itself for chaos, clearing the path to the king. Tatiana recaptures ncsf6. Her knight stands strong, but the fortress begins to shake. Wesley strikes with Inshe4, sharp and direct, threatening pain near the black king's shadow. Tatiana trades Ingzg4. She accepts the challenge, hoping to dull the edge of Wesley's blade. Wesley recaptures hxe4. The h-file opens like a wound. Blood in the water. Tatiana slides g6, building a wall. But that wall looks thin under the coming storm. Wesley retreats bb3, preparing his long-range cannon for the next volley. Tatiana pushes a5, queenside counterplay emerges. A desperate diversion. Indonesis, tikaumian tiwayao, anjikengdesanuhai. Wesley doubles with Radon. Reinforcements arrive. His rooks coordinate for the killing blow. Dolwyn, Peningrichtenorisis. Tatiana brings Re6, stacking her rook defensively, guarding the third rank. Wesley advances bx5, cracking open black structure with surgical precision. Tatiana recaptures rx5, reclaiming ground but losing time as the attack builds elsewhere. Wesley centralizes qf3. The queen gleams with danger, aligning with the a5 square. Tatiana tucks her king, kd7, running for cover. But there's nowhere safe to hide. Wesley activates rd3. Another rook joins the symphony of destruction. Tatiana replies raise 7, sliding back, clinging to defense like a soldier behind a crumbling wall. Wesley pushes d5. The gates burst open. Attack fully launched on the Kingside. Tatiana answers qe7. Her queen rushes to plug holes. But the fire spreads fast. Wesley jumps and f8. A savage check. The knight hurls itself at the king's barricade. Tatiana captures gsf5. She takes the bait. But her defenses are full of cracks now. Wesley unleashes qxs5. Queen joins the attack, eyes blazing with vengeance. Tatiana retreats kite. The king crawls deeper into the corner, trapped and trembling. Wesley summons rg3. The rook swings into orbit, hunting along the third rank. Tatiana counters bd7, throwing in a piece to hold the fragile position. Wesley responds re3. His second rook joins the party. The crowd roars. Tatiana tries b6, desperate defense. But every move feels like a delay of fate. Wesley lifts ref3, doubling on the f-file. His army perfectly aligned for the strike. Tatiana bites bxb3, removing one of the snipers to ease the pain. Wesley calmly recaptures axb3, but the open a-file and b-pawn now gleam with opportunity. Tatiana moves bj7, shifting pieces to protect her trembling king. Wesley drives gxi6. The pawn turns hero, tearing through the enemy's heart. Tatiana plays bf6, trying to hold the fort. But cracks widen by the second. Wesley fires kef5. Queen and rook line up, their sights locked on the final target. Tatiana defends with d5, counterblow in the center. Her last gasp of resistance. Wesley captures qexf6. Queen slices through. The black king is fully exposed. Tatiana trades qsf6, exchanging queens but losing all hope of safety. Wesley recaptures rxf6. Rooks take command. Pressure unrelenting. Tatiana pushes dxf4, creating some space. But the end feels inevitable. Wesley calmly rb6. Rook swings wide, aiming to invade from the side. Tatiana checks raone, trying to stay alive through perpetual threats. Wesley parries kh2u. The king steps aside, cool under fire. Tatiana shifts r5. Black searches for counterplay. But time is running out. Wesley plays rf6, bringing the rook back to coordinate once more. Tatiana launches re6, one last desperate attempt to create activity. Wesley answers rx6, cold-blooded precision, clearing the obstacle. Tatiana recaptures fx6, still fighting. But her structure collapses. Wesley continues re3. Rook dominates the board, aiming for infiltration. Tatiana snatches rx52, stealing a pawn in sheer desperation. Wesley responds rx4, merciless cleanup, centralizing for the final act. Tatiana slides RCTO, searching for counterchances. But shadows deepen. Wesley plays Re3, methodical and calm, preparing the decisive breakthrough. Tatiana pushes Cat7. The king hides. But there's no shelter left. Wesley lifts Art3. The rook stalks along the third rank. Predator mode. Engaged. Tatiana counters E4, a futile distraction. But brave, nonetheless. Wesley calmly B4. His pawns advance, locking the coffin from every side. Tatiana defends RD2, placing her rook in front, as if to say, "Come and get me." Nay. Wesley brings K-on. King steps up, ready to join the army's final march. Tatiana thrusts F5, the last attempt at rebellion before the storm closes in. Wesley centralizes KF-one, cool and steady. The white monarch joins the front lines. Tatiana checks RD6, hoping for a miracle that will never come. Wesley parries Ket2, sliding closer to victory. Unbothered by checks. Tatiana lunges RG6. Desperation breeds courage. She swings for counterplay. Wesley calmly K3, walking forward like a general claiming enemy land. Tatiana strikes RxGT2, picking up a pawn. But the walls are closing. Wesley answers K4, capturing cleanly. His king, now, a weapon. Tatiana continues AG5. Her rook screams defiance. But there's no bite left. Wesley plays KD5. Unstoppable. The white king marches deep into enemy soil. Tatiana defends RF5. Her rook pleads for mercy, holding the line in vain. Wesley seals it with K6, the final march of glory. Black's defenses crumble, and Tatiana resigns. White triumphs. A masterpiece of timing and pressure from Wesley So. I'll end the video here. Please, give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I'll keep finding the best and newest videos to share with you. Thank you so much. And I wish you all happiness and good health.